Action. What is going on? How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to Randsanity, December 1st. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. It's supposed to say rabbit, 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 or rabbit, rabbit, twice, 3 times. It's supposed to be good luck. You say it the first day of the month when you wake up in the morning. It's supposed to be good luck. The old program director from the radio station, Tom Tuber, would always say that. He'd be like, rabbit, rabbit. We'd like, Tom, why do you do that, bro? Superstition. Tom Tuber, gone. Man. Male program directors, all the male program directors from the radio station have died. All the male afternoon drive DJs have died. It's crazy. It's like Spinal Tap. You don't want to even be a male program director at the radio station. Your longevity is not there. Just happened. Just not there. Not there. What can I say? Anyway, how's everyone doing tonight? Episode 184 of Randsanity, talking about music and movies and stuff that happens in the entertainment world throughout history with no specific order. So it starts somewhere and it ends somewhere in a timeline of some time between today and when history started, when cavemen beat on hollow logs and made music. How's that? There's your beginning. The end, I don't know. The end is the end of tonight because that's the end of the show. When I'm done, that's the end. And everything in between. So I can't even tell you what else is in between. All right. So I continue to upgrade my decorations because I have a wonderful crew of people who keep telling me to change things. So you have more decorations. Look, you have the actual on-air light from the station. That's the actual one right there. So I don't know what to tell you, but that's legit. That's actual neon, like real glass. None of this fake stuff made out of plastic. That's like old school. Thing weighs a ton, but that's actually the on-air sign from the radio station. Legit memorabilia for sure. The real deal, the stuff, radio, where the magic happens, where all things created were the original social media influencers. Before there was social media, radio was it. Those are the guys that determined what was cool and what was hip and who made it and who didn't. Who became rock stars and who didn't. That was radio DJs. Anyway, how's everyone doing tonight? Snow day. It is supposed to be a snow day tomorrow in Columbus, Ohio. If you get snow tomorrow, take the day off. Go play in the snow. I'm going to build a snowman and make a snow angel and shovel my driveway so I can get my damn car out. That's what's going to happen. And the garbage guys are going to come because tomorrow's Tuesday because the green garbage cans are out. That's how I tell what day it is. My life has gotten so incomplete that I know what day it is by what garbage can is set out. So that's how we do it. All right? So smash the like button. I want 10,000 likes tonight. 10,000. Okay? 10,000. I had 10,000 the other night. I had 3,000 the other night. I want 10,000 again. So you have to smash the like button. It has to be smashed. Like your finger has to be sore. Like it's a K-pop episode. And you have to just smash it. And you have to share it, too. All those things. That's how that works. All right, we ready? Ready to get started? Get ready underway? I've wasted 3 minutes and 56 seconds of your valuable time already just talking nonsense. I did wish Tyler Joseph a happy birthday, though. Man, telling you, I am just blowing it tonight. Camera goes off. I didn't have my lights on earlier. Wow, pilot error abounds tonight. I would totally get disciplined if I was on air. Program director would be like, what are you doing? You're sucking. All right. So, Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots. Happy birthday, Tyler Joseph. 37 today from Columbus, Ohio, if you didn't know that. I was showing pictures of Tyler Joseph last night. I know my friend Miss Gello is probably like, damn it. But she knows his birthday because she knows everything 21 Pilots. So 21 Pilots, birthday of Tyler Joseph. 37 today. All right, let's go backwards in time. Way back to 1957 because Buddy Holly and his band, the Crickets, appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show for the first time. Now, Buddy Holly didn't make it very long, so I don't know if he made other appearances, but he performed 2 of his big hits, Peggy Sue, and of course, That'll Be the Day That I Die. Yeah, well, that was not a song to pick for your famous songs, because you did die. And at a very young age, too. At 23, I didn't realize he was that young. Died at 23. Bummer. Sad, 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 sad. All right, in 1958, the Teddy Bears were #1 in the U.S. singles chart with To Know Him Is to Love Him. Just to know him is to love him. It was a Phil Spector song. Now, if you don't know anything about Phil Spector was a crazy producer. He did lots and lots of great bands, lots and lots of great artists, many songs, countless songs, but he also went to jail for killing an actress because he was a crazy person. He was completely nuts. So, anyway, the song was inspired by the words on Phil Spector's father's tombstone. Okay, so if that tells you anything, to know him is to love him. The record spent 3 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Chart 100 while reaching #2 in the UK chart. The song was resurrected by Dolly Parton and Linda Ronstadt, whose trio recordings topped the U.S. country singles chart in 1987. I mean, Phil Spector, ladies and gentlemen, crazy person. I'm just saying. The band The Who played 22 consecutive Tuesday night gigs at the Marquee Club in London. They were paid $78 for each gig. Think about that, $78 to play a gig. You got paid better if you were, not much better now, but that was 1964, okay? The Marquee Club saw the rise of the most important British artists in the 60s. Jimi Hendrix, David Bowie, Cream, Man for Man, Yes, Pink Floyd, Jethro Tull, King Crimson, and tons other appeared. That was the club. So if you were in the Marquee Club in London in the 60s, you made it, or you were going to make it, because that was the place to be. What's up, Randy? What's up, UT Bobbert? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Look at that. I got people. I love that. Like I said, smash the like button. I want 10,000 tonight. 10,000. What? Yes, 21 Pilots. I know, Gello. I knew you'd be happy about that one, right? 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots. She's obsessed with 21 Pilots. What can I tell you, All right. Tom Jones. Tom Jones, man. That guy was just like crazy sexy in the 60s. Women like screamed and threw bras and panties on the stage at Tom Jones. He was #1 on the UK singles chart with his version of Green Green Grass of Home. It stayed at #1 for 7 weeks. And it also gave the record label Decca its first 1 million selling single by a British artist. Tom Jones. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Ba-da-ba-ba. Tom Jones. He had some baby making music. That guy had that voice that, it just did it. It just did it, In 1967, Jimi Hendrix opened his act with the Beatles' number Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and his 3-piece group made as much of an impression on the studio full of musicians. He did several of his own numbers, including the unfaultable version of Hey Joe and Purple Haze, and the Troggs version of Wild Thing. Dang, Jimi Hendrix, I want that recording. Where is that? Find that for me. To the internet, sleuthing. I'm doing great, man. Hello from Obets. What up, Obets? What's up? Love Obets. Zucchini Festival. That's where my storage units are in Obets. That's where all my shit is. More Jimi Hendrix. He actually released his second studio album less than 6 months after his preview debut album. It was called Axe's Bold as Love. Jimi Hendrix did not like the album cover art because he got in trouble for the first one because of all the nude ladies. They didn't like that. This one was a different. It depicts him and the experience as the various forms of Vishnu. incorporating the painting them by Roger Law. So he wasn't really excited about that. He wanted to be more appropriate had it highlighted his American Indian heritage as opposed to the other Indian heritage, because he was American Indian, not like country Indian. I don't know. I'm just telling you what Hendrix said. That's according to Jimi Hendrix himself, you know. In 1973, the Carpenters, Karen Carpenter, went to #1 in the U.S. singles chart with "I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation." It became the duo's second of three #1 singles following "They Long to Be" and "Close to You." Close to you. Yeah, that was just like so 70s. I mean, if you listen to any of that music, it just has that 70s feel. Like the production value, all of it just has such a 70s feel. They also had the song "Please Mr. Postman." Country singer Lynn Anderson covered that song in her version and became her first hit when it reached the #2 on the U.S. country singles chart in mid-1973 as well. So she covered it and made it another hit, country music-wise. I mean, I'm not sure how you do that, but you can. The punkiest punk band ever. The Sex Pistols appeared on ITV's live early evening Today show. In place of the band Queen, that Freddie Mercury was supposed to be there, but he had to go to the dentist and canceled. So the guy who was the interviewer, his name was Bill Grundy, like Solomon Grundy. And I guess he was taunting the Sex Pistols. And he was telling me, "Yeah, Blooder, you guys stink. You should do something outrageous." And guitarist Steve Jones said, "You know what? You dirty bastard. You dirty fucker. What a fucking rotter." Well, that didn't exactly go so well. The Sex Pistols were then labeled rotten punks. Rotten punks, and were banned from ITV appearances in the future. Thank you so much for that one, Steve Jones. And that wasn't even like, that was just like the guitarist. And he's just like dropping the F-bombs. Outstanding. The Sex Pistols, the punkiest band ever. Ever. In 1983, Neil Young was sued by his own record label, Geffen Records, because his new music was not commercial in nature and musically uncharacteristic of his previous albums. That's pretty much when the record label goes, "Dude, this music sucks. We're not accepting this. We're suing you for all the money we gave you in prepayment royalties." His latest album, Everybody's Rockin', featured a section of rockabilly songs, both covers and original material, which ran for just 25 minutes. Neil Young's shortest album. Yeah, that's pretty much like, all right, what's my obligation? I got to give you 3 albums? Sure. Here's a piece of crap. Take this. Suck it. That's pretty much what that is. When an artist does that, that's pretty much, they're just telling their record label to eat a dick because they don't care. They're just like, I don't care. They're like, we suck. I don't want this deal, but I'm obligated contractually, so sure, I'll give you an album. Here it is. 25 minutes of stuff that I don't really care about. I love that. That makes me so happy when artists can tell labels to eat it. Because they should. They should have that ability to do it. All right. What's up next? This one was like, wait a second. What? So, in 1958, now I'm going backwards here, Liberty Records released the single, The Chipmunk Song, Christmas Don't Be Late. That came out in 1958. I was blown away that it's that old. I did listen to it and I was like, oh my God, that's right. Al then! David Seville and the Chipmunks, and this is why I was like, are you serious? David Seville and the Chipmunks became a #1 hit on the Billboard charts. #1 for the Chipmunks, Don't Be Late for Christmas. And it won 3 Grammy Awards. 3 Grammy Awards. Okay, seriously. For comedy performance, for children's recording, and for best engineering. That's almost like 50 Cent wanting to make blue dildos. Okay. I'm like, really? Really? I still can't get over that. I'm sorry. I'm still like, that whole like 50 Cent making sex toys of his junk is just killing me. It still just makes me like, dude, whatever. Wow. 50 Cent. That's going to go right up there with, I'm going to keep a track of the craziest things. That goes right up there with Snoop Dogg and 80 joints a day. 80 joints a day? What? Anyway, all right. Now, this is unfortunate. In Kentucky, in 1987, a teacher lost her job. And she appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court over her firing. Apparently, what she wound up doing was she showed her students the movie The Wall by Pink Floyd. The court decided that the film was not suitable for minors with its bad language and sexual content. I mean, really? 1987? I mean, that's like, this century. I didn't think we were that puritanical. But seriously, she got fired for showing Pink Floyd's The Wall for its bad language and sexual content. Wow. Wow. I guess that wouldn't happen today because, on the internet alone, yeah, good luck with that. Go watch TikTok or, I don't know, Instagram for about 30 seconds. I think you're all the teachers to get fired for that one. People. 1989, Sly Stone of the Family Stone was sentenced to 55 days in jail after pleading guilty to a charge of driving under the influence of cocaine. That's right. Not drunk, but cocaine. He then, 2 weeks later, pleaded guilty to possession of cocaine and was sentenced to spend another 9 to 14 months in rehab. So he spent 55 days in jail and then spent the next year in rehab. Oh, people. You have to remember that if you're about to be pulled over and you've got cocaine, snort it. Throw it out the window. Eat it. Do something. Don't be like, what do I do with this? Think the cop's going to find it? Yes, they're going to find it. What the hell? I don't understand rock stars and getting arrested for some of this stuff. It's like, did you not think to hide it? Did you not think to do something other than be like, what up, bro? Sly Stone here. He's like, yeah, get out of the car. You're under arrest. Oh, man. 1990, Vanilla Ice started a 4-week run at #1 in the UK single chart with Ice Ice Baby. The track sampled the bass intro to the Queen and David Bowie #1 song Under Pressure. Ice Ice Baby was initially released as the B-side of his cover Play That Funky Music, but because of a radio DJ, they started playing it, it became the A-side. See? Radio DJs, the original social media influencers. They chose the song. They made Vanilla Ice famous. So blame us for making Vanilla Ice famous. That's the other problem, because, you can do it. That's the flip side. You have to take the good with the bad. Yeah, we made Vanilla Ice famous. Oh, right. We made Vanilla Ice famous. So that's kind of boo. What can I say? All right. Now, this one's Kenny G. Just clarinet dude. Saxophone dude. Whatever he is. He set a world record when he held a note on his saxophone for 45 minutes and 47 seconds. I was like, how? And that's impossible. The record's since been broken by Giovanni Escalante, who held a note for 1 hour and 30 minutes using a technique that allows him to blow and breathe at the same time. I'm just going to stop. I am not going to go there at all. Just We will move on. In 2006, an Oasis fan enjoyed the best day of his life when Noel Gallagher popped around to his house in Poynton, Cheshire to play an intimate gig. Ben Hayes had won a BBC One radio contest, to have the star play in his front room as part of a week of gigs compared by DJ Joe Wiley. What up, DJ? 15 people packed into his lounge for this tiny gig while his mother was making cups of tea for the crew. Oh, I can just see this little English lady make, would you like any tea, lads? Mr. Oasis, would you like any tea? Oh, I love that. Okay, so see, and Noel didn't get drunk and he didn't get into a fight. So right there, he gets the Good Guy of the Day award for not getting drunk, not getting into a fight, and he didn't beat up Ben Hayes for having whatever in his house that he didn't like. Yes, because Noel and Liam get into lots of fights. That's what I'm inferring, okay? That is exactly what I'm inferring. In 2008, the Bam Wham, their Last Christmas was the most festive track of the last 5 years. The Performing Rights Society put the 1984 hit at the top of their chart of seasonal songs, just ahead of Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas? The Pogues came in third with Fairy Tale of New York, recorded with the late Christy McCall and first released in 1987. What? That's crazy. The Pogues. What a bunch of crazy drunken Irishmen they are. And they got the third most Christmassy song? Okay. That's somebody else was in the eggnog when that appeared. I'm just saying. See, remember what I said about this? Mayors, governors. In 2012, the San Diego mayor, Jerry Sanders, declared Peaceful, Easy Feeling Day in honor of Jack Temchin, who wrote the Eagles' hit In His City. The ceremony took place at a hot dog joint called the Wiener Schnitzel. I'm going to barely get through the end of this, just so you know. Where he wrote the last verse, waiting for his order. Temchin was presented with a golden wiener at the event. Again, I'll just stop. Okay? I'm just stopping. In 2012, Shakira was sued by her former boyfriend for $100 million. Man, bro, you weren't that good. Anyway, he said he acted as her business manager for 6 years. Antonio Della Rue claimed he was the principal architect of a business plan that turned the singer into a global superstar. He was seeking to recover his share of past and future partnership profits, according to papers filed in New York City. $100 million for 6 years' work being her boyfriend. I mean, maybe she was difficult and a little high maintenance, but $100 million? I don't know, man. That seems like a lot. I mean, you know, if I got to deal with high maintenance for $100 million after 6 years, sign me up. I'm good. Year 7, I'm out. Go to the Caribbean. Now this is like Bob Dylan, really? He was placed under judicial investigation in France for allegedly provoking ethnic hatred of Croatians? Bob Dylan? It followed a legal complaint logged by the Croatian Association in France over a 2012 interview that Bob Dylan gave the Rolling Stone magazine. In the interview, Dylan allegedly compared the relationship between Jews and Nazis to the Serbs and the Croats. I don't know, man. Bob Dylan doesn't seem like a hate-mongering kind of slinging kind of guy. I'm thinking that was probably a misinterpretation. I could be wrong, but I just don't feel like that's a Bob Dylan-y kind of thing. Yeah, that just, I don't know. 2014. Now, we talked about this before. This Phil Rudd from the band AC/DC, the drummer, he pled not guilty to charges of threatening to kill and possession of drugs. Phil Rudd was excused from appearing in New Zealand's Tauranga District Court, with his lawyer entering the plea. The 60-year-old Australian-born musician was originally charged with attempting to procure the murder of two men. Remember, we talked about it. He tried to hire men to, like, it was a murder for hire plot. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, and I guess I find that interesting because, you're kind of high profile. You're the drummer for a band that's going to play in the Horseshoe that's going to hold like 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 people. You can't just say, hey, man, I was wondering if you want to, make a few bucks and kill somebody for me. I just don't know that. Exactly, right. Bob Dylan weighing on the Balkan politics was not on my bingo card. Right, exactly. That's I'm like, really? Bob? I don't see Bob as being that big of a political guy. But that's just me. I'm just saying. I just don't see that either. It just seems a bit unlikely to him. All right, 2016. This I was like, Jesus. Drake was named Spotify's most streamed artist of 2016. His single One Dance, the site's biggest song of the year. The Canadian had 4.7 billion, with a B, billion streams in this year, more than half of which were from his album Views. One Dance alone was streamed 960 million times, played consecutively. That would take more than 5,200 years. That's a lot. I was looking at, and I saw that in 2020, Spotify's most streamed artist was Bad Bunny, and the most streamed song was Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. I didn't have those kind of crazy numbers, though. I did have the numbers for Ariana Grande, though. Her released music video single to Thank You Next, the biggest YouTube premiere with over 829,000 simultaneous views, and it was the fastest to reach 55 million views in less than 24 hours. So that's, again, crazy. Those are just crazy numbers. This one, it's good to be the king. In 2020, South Korea, which required all men to enlist in the army by the time they turned 28, passed a law to defer service for K-pop stars who have elevated the country's cultural influence around the world until age 30. This kept BTS intact as member Jin turned 28 3 days later. Yeah, we're going to keep you together for a couple more years, but then you're going into the military. I'm just telling you, that's how it's going to work. But for now, you're cool, man. Don't worry about it. Just, keep performing. Do your thing. Make money. Be famous. But 2 years, boot camp, baby. That's the way that works. Oh, I love that so much. That it's just like, we'll change the rules for you, but yeah, you're still going to go serve in the military. Just because that's how it works here. Oh, my Lord. 2014, U2 -1 performed in Times Square in New York City on World AIDS Day. Bruce Springsteen and Chris Martin of Coldplay each sung 2 songs in place of the injured Bono, who did not perform with U2. If you remember, this is because in 2014, Bono got into a really serious bike wreck in Central Park. They called it a high-speed impact. He basically broke his arm in 6 places, including his shoulder, his collarbone, his forearm, his all of it. It's like snapped at 18 screws, 5 hours of surgery. He also broke his orbital, meaning his eye socket, and broke his leg. So, that's a high-speed impact. I guess he was on a bicycle, but it was one of those motorized ones, like an e-bike. And apparently Bono was not used to ride an e-bike. Wrecked his shit for sure. Lots of rehab for that one. Now, we get the douche of the day goes to Tupac, We talked about him getting shot 5 times and surviving. But in 1994, he was convicted of sexual assault. And later, he was sentenced to 4.5 years. His sentencing did get deferred, and then he did die 2 years later, so he did not spend that time in jail. But he was convicted and was to spend time in jail for it. Tupac. Not cool, man. Not cool. All right, 1960s. We're going backwards one more time. In the 1960s, Beatles Paul McCartney and drummer Mr. Best were deported from Germany after they got arrested for attempted arson. Apparently, it came out of a miscommunication. They were booked to play at one club, and they were talking to the owner of a rival club. They happened to be staying in a property owned by the club owner, who then got pissed at them from talking to his rival, so he kicked them out. When they went back to the room, the power was turned off, so they lit a fire to try and work through in the dark. When the owner saw that, he called the police and told them that they're trying to burn the building down, so they arrested him for arson. McCartney later was quoted as saying, like, there was no way we could burn the building down. It was made of stone. This also was on the heels of George Harrison being deported because he was only 17 at the time and he couldn't perform after 10 p.m. So he got kicked out. So they left John Lennon in London or in Germany for 10 days by himself. Oh, man. I just love the fact that it's like, really? Did that really happen? You really got arrested for arson? 2022, American singer Taylor Swift was #1 on the U.S. charts again with her 10th studio album, Midnights. The album broke a string of records globally. It achieved the Spotify feed of the most single streams of an album and topped the charts in 28 states. At this point, it's like, right. Anytime I read the name Taylor Swift, I'm like, just throw all the awards at her, give her an EGOT. She's won everything there is to win. She's pretty much surpassed everything there is to surpass. There will never be another Taylor Swift in our lifetime. She is the queen of all songs. And I don't even listen to her. That's the problem. I'm not a Swiftie. It's not in my DNA. So there you go. Outstanding. So it's December 1st, which I can't freaking believe. And we're supposed to get snow tomorrow, which I can't believe either. My birthday's in a week. So yes, you can wish me a happy birthday. I'll take all the likes you can give me. Thousands and thousands. I see that somebody was smashing the like button. Thank you. But yes, let's see what we got here. We can change that. Woo! Children meet puppets. Another brick in the wall. Right, exactly. But see, I'm not seeing this one. I'm just not. I'm gonna have to move this one computer because I don't see all the comments very well. I can see the comments here, but not there. So that's not good. Sorry about that. That I feel like you're being neglected over here. Don't mean to neglect you. That's not really what I'm trying to do. That seems like that's not what I want to do, is neglect people. That makes me feel sad. I feel sad that I'm neglecting you. Please don't make me feel sad. Okay, what else? Let's see. Today, 1953, on December 1st, the first issue of Playboy, Hugh Hefner's magazine, was released. The centerfold, Marilyn Monroe. Damn it. I am just blowing it tonight with this camera. I don't know what's going on with that one tonight. It is just bang it off. So yes, so Marilyn Monroe was the very first centerfold ever for Playboy. Also in 1984, Beverly Hills Cop was released with Eddie Murphy. Don't be sticking no banana in my tailpipe. One of my favorite lines ever. All right, birthdays today. Richard Pryor. Oh man, Richard Pryor. Go watch some of his old videos. Pop them up on YouTube and go watch Richard Pryor stuff. Dude was way ahead of his time, and he was raw as hell. Even after he got burned up. If you don't know the story, Richard Pryor was freebasing cocaine and lit himself on fire. Yes. Like, seriously, like, third-degree burns on his face. Like, he had scars and everything afterwards. But he still didn't give a shit. He still was like, yep, I was freebasing cocaine, lit myself on fire. It's like, okay, good job with that one. Bette Midler, 80 today. She starred in The Rose. Bunch of other things. The Rose was the Janis Joplin movie. So if you'd like Janis Joplin, go watch it. It's a good movie. Sarah Silverman, 55 today. Comedy Central, Sarah Silverman. She's funny. She's a little abrasive, but that's what makes her funny, because she's abrasive. Janelle Monáe, 40 today. Zoe Kravitz, Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz love child, 37. John Dinsmore of The Doors drummer, is 81 today. And coming up, I know this for a fact, that Jim Morrison's birthday is on December the 8th. And I know that just because somebody else's birthday is really close to the 8th. John Thurdeau of Queens of the Stone Age, the drummer also, Queens of the Stone Age, 52 today. Ike Owen of the Mars Volta, happy birthday. Unfortunately, he died in 2014, so not happy birthday. Brad Delson of Linkin Park, guitarist, 48 today. And last but not least, for my friend Kelly Gello, Tyler Joseph of 21 Pilots, 37 years old today, from Columbus, Ohio. Happy birthday to Tyler. And I have no deaths today. There was no deaths. There was no deaths of any consequence. I was like, no, nobody's died of any consequence today. I'm not going to put down anybody that looks like they died of any consequence today. Just not making it happen. Not going to do it. That's just not how it works. I get to do that. I get to choose who I put down in my list of people that live and die. And nobody died of any importance today. So that's what I'm sticking with it. It's my story and I'm living with it. All right. Perfect. All right. I'm going to tell YouTube goodbye. Yes, everyone, go stream the new album, Breach. There you go. Wello, Gello. Perfect. All right. I'm going to go leave the YouTube crowd. Then I'm going to see if Wello Gello wants to get on here. And we can see if we can, you can co-host with me. How's that sound? Or be my guest, one of those two. We should do something fun. So, all right, YouTube, love ya. Mean it. Thanks so much for being here. Smooches, thank you. Happy December. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And we'll do this all again, but different. Yeah, sorry, you get to see my PJs. I'm wearing Family Guy PJs. Stewie Griffith says, I've been naughty. What else it says, I'm not going to read because I don't want that to occur. Sorry, that's just not happening. All right, I'm going to leave you, YouTube, and I will see you all again tomorrow, or different people because you don't want to come back because I suck. That could be it too. So, Faded Black, my friends over on YouTube. Peace. No, I don't want that to happen. Dip, not Faded Black there. Yep, end that one. Right. Jeez.